Okay, here are the two gauges you'll need. Basically copper-based wire. This is called Antique Copper. It's from Parawire, which it's a really great place to order from, parawire.com. Talk to them on the phone. They're pretty helpful usually. I forget how much I need to take, so I'm going to take, let's see, I'm doing the calculations in my head, the math and everything. Okay, let's take this much. And using our trusty ruler, I've determined that this much is 16 inches. Okay, that's good for me. What do we do now? Let's make a top loop. Let's go in the middle of the wire, bring the two ends together, make a top loop. About, excuse me, about that big. See how big that is? Nice. It's about that big. Okay. And then give it one twist and go right angle. Right angle, like a square. See, that's not going to work. Let's give it two twists. It's starting to come undone. Okay, two twists and then right angle. There we go. Better, right? Yeah, I agree. Okay, put these two strands together, hold them side by side, and come around like this, and we're going to make a teardrop. You can grab a teardrop stone and use it to, get it around there, but I have calibrated fingers that can sense when a teardrop is in the area, so my fingers will start lighting up and beeping when it gets to the correct amount. So now you can fine tune this a little bit, but believe it or not, the imperfections in here are not going to show too much once you see the next part. But let's get that teardrop a little better. You can also get like just a round bottle cap or something and wrap it around that, because the top you can always make into it. Oh, I wasn't focusing. So the top you can always make into a point, but to get the roundness, you can wrap it like around I don't know, I could be wrapping it around this guy if I wanted to. Maybe I should do that. Wrap it around another, yeah, that's smart. Why didn't I think of that before? It's probably just seemed too easy. Okay, so I'm wrapping it around another spool like that to get the nice round shape, but it kind of helped. I still have to bring it in a little bit more. And these guys want to fold over each other. I like to keep them side by side. But at the end of the day, don't try to be too perfect. Try to be a little imperfect so mine will look better than yours. There we go. I think that's good. It's about, let's say a quarter could fit in there and still have room to bounce around. That's how big it is. That's a standard measurement. It's called the quarter bouncing around measurement. And then we're going to wrap these around here. Put that a little straighter. Okay. And then we're going to wrap them like that. Give them a nice scarf. And there we go. And you can just cut them off and tuck them in. So cut off two little tabs, just enough to have something to tuck. And sometimes you got to cut them just right, just to get the right amount to tuck. Carefully, don't shoot them at your face. And just tuck them into bed. Good night. Pinch them right into that little bowl made. And cool. Bam. Now don't worry about these if they're not, perfect, because wait till you see what we're going to do next. We're going to, this could be earrings or necklace. And I did this once before, but this time I'm going to do it better, because, I don't know, because I say so. All right, now we're going to get a ton of this, like, hopefully, let's take 3.5 feet. I think that's 3.5 feet. If it's not, then I'll just be in trouble. Again, we're going to bring the ends together like that. Put the ends together, and then, see that? And then come all the way down till you can find the middle of the wire right there. And that's where we're going to start from. We're going to take that little crease, put it around there, give it a hug, and, whoops, pull it tight, bam, give it a little twist. Maybe a couple twists. We're learning that 2 twists are better than 1. Okay, now these guys are fun. This is where you just have fun. This is so relaxing. Once you get into making this pattern, you'll want to put it on everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to make little teeny tiny loops, but we're pressing them so these little strands stay side by side like this. And we want to roll them tight. We want everything tight here. Roll it tight. So we make one like that, and then we make another one like this. You're hearing the wire scratch the table. That's okay. But see, we want to roll it tight. So pull it in tighter and tighter, and you'll get better and better at this as you do it. Try to make little tiny loops. Cute little tiny loops side by side, but pull it in tight. And if you want to do this with a thinner gauge, 24 could work too, now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm doing 3, like this. It can get tedious on your fingers, but once you get like used to it, it's just kind of relaxing, and then you can just watch TV while you do it. See, I'm pressing it with my fingernails to make this strand side by side because they keep wanting to roll over each other. And I want to keep them side by side. I'm rolling it tighter and tighter till each loop is close to the size of the next. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because this is making like a tapestry, kind of like a flowery, leafy tapestry type thing. So what I'm doing, you could do as many as you want, but every time I do 3, I'm going to wrap it around the base that I made with the 18 gauge, like that. And I'm pulling it through like that carefully. And then I come all the way back around like this, and I'm going to start making more of my little, what's it called? My little swirls. Loops, rather. My little loops. So we'll do the next one. And we'll do 3 more, alternating. We're going over and under, like that. So you go over, under. That makes like a nice pattern. But if you want, you could just keep going in the same way too. There's really no right or wrong way. And if you want them to not look like there's a break where you fold it over, you can kind of roll it up on top of the next one so it looks like it's just one continuous. See that? You can't even tell that I wrapped it around the base once. So we're just going to do this all the way around till we get up here. And then we're just going to wrap it around the scarf again and tuck the sharp ends in there. That's it. So here goes. Okay, we're almost to the top, and it looks like we don't have room for 3 this last one. I just folded over, and now I'm doing 1, 2, it is kind of tedious actually, and I've done this a lot, but it's tedious, but it's also relaxing. And you can use your fingers. You can also use the pliers and kind of hold it and roll it. Use the pliers to flatten it. Just be careful you don't slip and scratch it. Get a really firm grip and move very deliberately. If you're not sure if the movement's going to slip, then reposition and be careful. But we're at the top here, and see, that's looking really nice, I think. See the whole thing. Note it's not perfect. It's sticking out wonky here and there all over, but overall it looks, I think, fairly nice. Come up to the top, and we're just going to let these little strands just slide right in between the big strands and just kind of fill up the scarf. Just go around as much as feels normal and natural, and just kind of slide in like that. And then once we're up high enough, you know, about halfway up, cut these strands again and tuck them in the same as the others. Get them deep tucked so they'll never come out and scratch anyone. Okay. Now check it out from all positions. Make sure it's flat and straight. And this can be a necklace pendant, or you can make 2 of them and have them be earrings. They're very light. We're just going to add 1 little piece to it to finish it off. And you can also mess with these too. You can, if you want them to be a little bit more, they're kind of moldable. So, you know, if you feel like, oh, they don't need to be perfect, but I do want that 1 little one to stick in or stick out a little bit more because it's kind of sticking out way more than the others. So you can mold it and mess with it, but don't kill yourself. Don't waste too much time. At the end of the day, everyone's just going to see like whimsical, crazy art. They're not going to see your imperfections like you see them. If you walk away from it for an hour and come back, you're not even going to see your imperfections. So now just get a cute little bead or a couple little bead cluster things that you think could go good in the middle. There we go. I like that. That's an 8mm purple dyed agate and a 6mm red glass bead. Looks kind of like a cherry. So we're just going to take, you can take any gauge for this really. Well, really 20 or 18 is probably the best. But I'm just going to take some, oh no, that's not the 18. Take some of the 18 and we will put these through. Get our round nose pliers. Make halfway down, make a right angle, bend it backwards, roll it, reposition, roll it, boom. Make a nice little loop. Like that, press the bead up against it. Make 1 more tight against the bead. These beads rolling everywhere, just ignore it. All right, this time hold it like this, wrap it like that, roll it tighter and tighter till it's just the size you want. And then pull tight, come around like this, go diagonal across the bead in the crevice behind, diagonal across the bead in the crevice behind, and then come around the loop like that and cut it. Tuck in the sharp end. Make sure it's not sticking out to scratch. If it is, tuck it in better or cut it and reposition. And make sure this is straight. Make sure these are both straight. Lined up the way you want. Put it down. Bam. Get a little jump ring. And you can hook the jump ring really up to one of these loops. You can just kind of, if you need to, you can mold the loop and move it right to the very middle, and then just hang the jump ring right there to the little bead cluster.